Merry Christmas, everyone. For celebrating Christmas, I will be covering 12 animals that are somewhat related to Christmas in one way or another. The species Cryolophosaurus is named after David Elliott, the person who made the initial discovery of Cryolophosaurus before its current name was widely known as Cryolophosaurus. It also referred by its nickname Elvosaurus because of its crest similar to the predominant pompadour haircut that was made famous by Elvis Presley. They were first found in Mount Kirkpatrick in Beardmouth Glacier area in the Trans-Antarctic Mountains in the 1990s. Many of the early Jurassic theropods had display features on top of their skulls, with some including Dilophosaurus that had two double crests and Ceratosaurus that had horns. Cryolophosaurus, however, had a forward-facing fan-shaped structure that rose up from the top of its skull just in front of its eyes. Also, the crest is frowed, giving it the appearance of several ridges rising up vertically rather than a smooth surface. The only credible function for this growth is that it was a display feature that allowed Cryolophosaurus to recognize other members of its species, as well as possibly to attract mates. For this purpose, the crest may have actually been colored differently from the rest of its body, with coloration becoming more vivid during the breeding season. Additionally, since the holotype material is thought to possibly represent a subadult, it's possible that the crest may have been slightly larger in a full-grown adult. The skeleton of Cryolophosaurus bears both advanced and basal characteristics of theropods, making it position within the theropod phylogenetic tree controversial. It is unusual anatomic features, size, and habitat located close to the Jurassic polar circle, all different from other early Jurassic theropods. The skull structure of Cryolophosaurus suggests that it may have been one of the first tetraturan stiff-tailed theropods, which was implied a relationship with others such as Yangchuanosaurus and Sinoraptor. A later study, however, by P. Carley, N. D. Smith, and W. R. Hammer has since found Cryolophosaurus to be more similar to Dilophosaurus and Decovinator, although Cryolophosaurus was still considered a basal tetraturan. Today, Antarctica can be described as a frozen wasteland, but back in the Jurassic, it actually had an extensive covering of forest, something which is confirmed by the presence of fossilized tree trunks found near the remains of Cryolophosaurus. Antarctica was more temperate along the coastlines during the Jurassic. The interior may have still been too cold to become colonized by dinosaurs. This can be explained with Jurassic oceans being warmer so that offshore air currents passing over them would pick up their warmth, raising the ambient temperature for possibly many kilometers inland, so that these parts of Antarctica would have been more tolerable for permanent habitation. This can be seen in modern Western Europe, in fact. This dinosaur reached lengths of 8 meters and weighed 500 kilograms. It was a carnivore with many sharp and pointed teeth. It may have preyed upon basal sauropodomorphs like Glacierosaurus, which is also known from the Hansun Formation. Cryolophosaurus lived in the early Jurassic 170 million years ago in Antarctica. Cryolophosaurus was one of the earliest meat-eating dinosaurs found so far. Although the fossils are rare, currently recognized material suggests that the taxon was the largest predator in the early Jurassic times in Antarctica, indicating that it was the apex predator of its ecosystem. Not many dinosaurs are known from Antarctica due to cold temperatures of Antarctica. Overall, the number of fossil specimens of this animal are sparse due to the rugged terrain of Antarctica that makes excavation difficult.